Hello, welcome back to my channel, Forever American here, and today I'll be going over Spiritus Systems TAPS Upgrade Kit Mk2, attached with the Marine Corps issued TAPS chest rig. Now, just a quick disclaimer, I'm not being paid or sponsored by Spiritus Systems to do this video, and this video is not an endorsement from Department of War, so yeah, just to get that out of the way. But yeah, so let's begin, and starting off from the front, as you can all see, what I have up here is pretty much EOD bridge from Haley Strategic. So basically you can put your ATACs or whatever device holder onto here. Unfortunately, like unless you're issued one of the ATAC devices holders, you don't technically necessarily need this, but just for demonstrations, just to show you what that would kind of look like if this was actually attached to the TAPS chest rig itself. And then what you got here is Spiritus H harness for the TAPS chest rig. So basically with this one you can actually attach your name tape just to kind of keep accountability of your gear, and then also got the bottom straps as well. And then moving on further down up front, I got my magazines, all 6 of them stacked. So basically what I got here is Spiritus retention tabs. So basically, and just so you know, these are just props, they're not the real thing, but they will hold in place, and they're not really that difficult to remove and reinsert back into your magazine holders. But just to kind of give you a little look what that actually looks like, and just for future note, if you're issued gear like this, like the TAPS chest rig, I do not highly recommend that you guys, well, at least do not, I say again, do not cut off or remove anything that's belongs there, because when it comes time for you to return it and there's something messed up, well, that's on you. So just to keep that in mind, I have not done that, so I just want to kind of point that out. And then up front here, I got Spiritus Systems CCS Pouch, so basically an admin pouch. What I normally keep in here is like some signaling device, like these IR chem sticks, and then also whenever you go on the field op or deployed, you always want to carry a red lens flashlight with you, no exceptions. And then multi-tool, because you never can go wrong with that. Extra batteries, well, one to three batteries, and then a compass. So basically, if you're a point man or the navigator, you always want to keep one with you at all times. And then front here, cami paint. So basically, if you're in a tropical or jungle environment, this would help. Unless you're in the desert, you don't need this. Protractor, lip balm, signaling mirror, ear pro, more ear pro, lighter to make fire if you so need to. And then, of course, some trauma shears. This trauma shear holder from Haley Strategic, I just have it attached there just in case, you know, in case I become a casualty, you know, at least make life more easier for your corpsmen, you know, so that way they have a easier time in having to cut through that MARPAT material. So basically this is what it looks like for the inserts from Spiritus that I have. I would say if I would at least highly recommend try to keep this as light as possible, not to stuff it all the way up, because whenever you need to go prone, you know, like this stuff is gonna kind of put you in a position where you're mostly above the ground, elevated to the point where you can't go down low enough to where the enemy can't see you. So yeah, just keep this as low as possible. I would recommend like these like this insert right here. I would just recommend putting like your pens, chem sticks, whatnot, and then whatever you have right here, basically just a multi-tool. And if you're gonna carry a compass, you know, like make sure you kind of tie it down to something like this so it doesn't get lost. And of course, you always want to carry a red light flashlight. So that's the least basic minimum that you would possibly need. And then what I got right here, if you're issued by your command, and this is just a prop, this is just a prop. It's fake. It's not the real thing. What I would carry in here is, if we're issued one, I would just put some smoke grenades or a flashbang, whatever, or even extra magazines. I have to, just also for signaling, or for whenever, say, you're trying to fall back. This pouch, the SPUD pouch, does the trick in holding stuff like this. So can't go wrong on that. And what I got right here is the Prick 152 radio. So basically, with the TAPS Upgrade Kit Mk2, this tab right here pretty much holds it down so it doesn't go flying around anywhere. I would say basically you won't be technically allowed to use this antenna, but because a lot of units will pretty much be issued the longer one. So my type of advice would be to just either tape it down, or if say if you're wrecking it with main pack, I would just say like grab some 5/5 cord and like from the top and like cinch it all the way down to like this part, to either a molly or like this key holder right here, and just staunch it down so it can hold in place, so that way it just doesn't interfere in hitting your face a lot. So yeah, that's just kind of giving you a little demonstration there just for purposes of this video. And then what I got here is Spiritus medium pouch, admin pouch. So basically what I got in here, and this is also props, not the real thing, but this would be the Prick, your MBGs, the 31s were basically where I found this kind of be a neat feature, where these paddings that supposed to go in there kind of keeps it safe and secure. And I guess if you wanted to, you can also try and kind of put the rest of your Rhino mount gear that go with it, but I mean, I probably wouldn't recommend that because it would probably scratch it a bit, but I guess not to the point where it's going to damage it. But otherwise, yeah. So, and then what I got down here is basically like one of Spiritus sub admin patches. I forget what it's called, but what I would carry in here would be just normally all your medical IFAC essentials. So real quick, so this pouch right here is not going to hold all of your issued IFAC essential kits. So basically, like big stuff like the H bandage or the burn dressings, stuff like that, that's not going to fit in here. So keep in mind, a lot of the times, for the most part, your units and leaderships are going to require you to actually carry your issued IFAC essentials. So I found that the only solution to this is, if this is going to be the case, you know, like you would store the little stuff in here and then all the big stuff into here, you know, like you're distributing both your medical gear essentials into two pouches, and that way, you know, you kind of, you know, make some room. But if you run your IFAC from essentials from Spiritus, just to give you a little taste of what that actually looks like, and it holds a tourniquet right down here. And just so you know, this is just a fake one, this is not the real one. As you can see, this label right here is white, it's not great, and it doesn't have the North American Rescue NSN serial number. So just keep that in mind for fake tourniquets out there. It's just for presentation purposes. And then, but yeah, so basically all your medical kit items are going to be in here. And I kind of like the fact that I could actually store all of it in here, but I just don't recommend it. Another option would be whenever you're carrying your medical IFAC essential issued kits would be to, like, you know, would just grab like one of those straps from either Shaw Concepts or Arbor Arms and like tie it down, strap it down to the kit's molly in the back, and then pretty much just wrap it around your waist like a fanny pack, you know. But yeah, so, and also if you also carry a firearm like the issued 6 hours M18 service pistols, you know, like at least you get some room to actually, like, you know, have a place for your sidearm to be in. But just keep in mind with stuff like this on the sides, that's kind of pretty much impede with your jaw, so just keep that in mind. So you all might want to ask again, well, why would we be issued a chest rig for what, or why would we want to have a chest rig with us? So basically in the Marine Corps side, so say for example you're going to higher mountains up at Bridgeport in a forest or whatnot, when you're hiking up steep hills, you know, and plate carrier is not going to be required and not needed. So this is where the chest rig comes in to compensate for all the gear on you, and also you're not carrying that much weight on you, so subtracting from all the weight from the savvy plates, you know, that kind of gives you a little bit more relief, but you will be sweating still, regardless when you're out there operating in the field. And when you're carrying that heavy main pack, at least, you know, like, you don't have those heavy savvy plates like squishing your chest and your back, so that's a good thing. And then another reason why you would want to choose chest rig, so basically kind of just kind of subtract from looking like your opponent's out in the field when you're on a battlefield or in a war zone, war-torn time period, you know, like you want to kind of look different from your opponents, you know, so that's where the chest rig can also come in. So as you can see, if you take a look at back then during the Vietnam War, you could see like all those insurgents, like Viet Cong, like you could tell they were wearing like some sort of chest rigs that were carrying all their AK-47 mags, and I guess you could say some grenades, same way as a lot of Islamic terrorists would also carry some chest rigs as well back in the days of the global war on terrorism. So yeah, that's pretty much some reasons, two good reasons why you would go with the chest rig. And yeah, so far, one thing I do not recommend with this would be like attaching it to your plate carrier, whether it's the Gen 2 or the Gen 3, because with this, because of the upgrade kit from Spiritus, with these two, the only way to hold this down would be to kind of attach extra side straps where you could buckle it in to your plate carrier, on the side of the plate carrier. And keep in mind, if you do that and say you're trying to doff your plate carrier in a rush, you know, I do not recommend that, because this is going to be time consuming, and you're going to be, and also in case if you're a casualty, you know, like you have all that stuff on you, like you might ask, well, I'm wearing a plate carrier, you know, I can withstand at least 7.6 shoot rounds, but say if it's for bigger ammunition, or say all those rounds miss the plate, you know, like having to deal with all this, and you know, like corpsman doesn't understand what kind of gear you're wearing, you know, like, because they're always going to be trained on how to remove your cummerbunds, not your gear itself. So just keep that in mind, because I'm a firm believer in being smooth and fast and making life easier, you know, like as a mentor taught me back then in my time in the service, you know, work smarter, not harder. So yeah, just keep that in mind. But yeah, so overall, I think this kit is great. So and yeah, so you know, in case if you do plan on buying like kits like this, you know, it's going to be very expensive. So that's one con. Oh, excuse me, another con. They're very expensive because they're made in America, very compliant. You know, they're not one of those fake made in China products that rip you off. And yeah, so just keep that in mind. You know, if this is something you'd like and think about investing, yeah, I'd say go for it. If not, you know, there's other kits out there. But yeah, I think Spiritus Systems did kind of do a good job with finding other ways to kind of wreck you out and about. So yeah, so good on you, Spiritus Systems. And yeah, of course, you know, I got 2 Haley's items attached here, so yeah, why not give them some credit as well. I like you guys in Haley too, by the way. I still buy your products. But yeah, so far that covers it for the most part of the video. And so be sure to like and subscribe for more future videos. I know I've been kind of absent. I try to do my best to kind of stay in the loop with you all. If you but I do encourage all of you, like, you know, the more views, the more subscribers, it helps support my channel. And of course, I don't do this for money, you know, because I just want to be honest with, like, and transparent when it comes to made in America technical gear. You know, like, I just want to make sure I give good reviews and all that stuff. So yeah, just be very cautious of what you plan on buying. So, and of course, yeah, that's the whole purpose of why I do videos like this. So yeah, be sure to like, subscribe. I'll put a link to all the gear from Spiritus Systems, and of course Haley, and whatever other gear I have on here. And I'll see you all in the next one.